Wow, what an opening. What a way to open this game, eh? This is one of the best openings of any game I have ever seen, ever. Like, that cutscene. That is just the most amazing thing ever. But welcome, everybody. Welcome to Let's Play The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings Enhanced Edition. Man, I have been so looking forward to being able to Let's Play this game. I've literally wanted to play this game since the moment I finished The Witcher 1. I wanted to dive straight into it right away, but I just couldn't find room on my schedule. But now, with Kaiserreich about to finish and Star Wars The Old Republic done, I have a slot available. And I will take advantage of that to play this game. Oh yes, I will. But, before we get started, there's a few things I need to address. First of all, I'm playing this on the PC, obviously, since that's the only platform I play any games on. But I am playing it using an Xbox 360 controller. And that's mainly down to a problem that I ran into on more than a few occasions in the original Witcher, where I had difficulty controlling the camera and would find myself looking at all sorts of angles I didn't mean to, because I accidentally moved the mouse in a strange sort of way. And it's just a lot easier to do the slight, subtle controls with an Xbox 360 controller as opposed to with a mouse and keyboard. So that's the reason why I'm using the 360 controller. In addition, this Let's Play is at 99% blind. The 1% that isn't blind is basically from the beginning of the game up to when you arrive in the first town area. Flotsam, I think is the name, though it's been a while since I did that section, so I don't remember. I played the introductory section up to the point where a certain thing happens, and I have watched Damo2986's Let's Play from the beginning of the game up until the arrival in Flotsam, so I know a little bit about that section, but beyond there it is completely and utterly blind. Also, I will be importing my save from Witcher 1, as you probably guessed. So I figured, since it's been a decent chunk of time since I played that, I would just briefly, before we start, go over the major things that I did. So, so I actually romanced Triss as opposed to Shani in that game, just because I kind of thought there was more of a connection there. And in addition, Shani was kind of pissed at me because I gave Alvin to Triss to look after rather than her. Let's see. I let Princess Ada live, and I actually sided with the Scoia'tael because, as much as I didn't agree with some of the way that some of their members did things and how a few of them were basically as racist as a lot of humans, and I kind of sympathized with their plight a lot more than I wanted to keep the racist, xenophobic, human dickheads who were running things in power. So I actually sided with the Scoia'tael, though things did not exactly turn out the way we were hoping in the end. And at the end of the game, in the Frozen Lands, I actually fought and killed the King of the Wild Hunt. So if there's any sort of impact on the way this game's story turns out based on that, then we will see. And also, as a result of me siding with the Scoia'tael, I did kill Siegfried. So, with all of that out of the way, let us import our save. We will not begin the tutorial. I've done the tutorial before, and I'm not too fond of it, because it's just teaching you the mechanics and things, and is incredibly linear. So I will skip it for that reason, and the fact that I'm not altogether incompetent at this game's mechanics, but beyond that, I kind of want to have to learn them as I go. I think that makes things a lot more interesting than the tutorial. And we will continue with what I did the last time around and play on hard difficulty, because I did a minor bit of research concerning the difficulties online, and Insane is basically Iron Man. Dark is insane, but without the Iron Man, and I just feel that would be too difficult for me. I struggled more than a little bit to get through some sections on hard in The Witcher 1. And unless I'm much mistaken, this game is actually harder than the original Witcher. So, as a result of that, I'm going to stick on hard. And we'll see if it ends up being too hard. But I don't think it will. This should just make things interesting yet challenging at the same time. And that is what I want. So, let us start the game. "6 years have passed since that memorable day when the northern kingdoms, their forces united, defeated the hosts of Nilfgaard in open battle at Brenna. Famine and disease reign in all the north. Elves and dwarves inhabit ghettos. In ever-increasing numbers, they flee to the forests to join Scoia'tael units. In Temeria, an unidentified assassin attempts to murder King Foltest. The killer dies at the hands of Geralt of Rivia, a professional monster slayer. A month passes. On the banks of the Pontar River, Foltest's army is victorious once more, ending civil strife in the country. Yet the price of this triumph proves immense. Temeria, the year 1271. And dear God, some of that stuff does not want to be read in time. And we are in a dungeon. Oh dear. What happened to you, Geralt, in between the last game and this one, I wonder?
Oh, shit.
As you certainly weren't locked up last time around, you just saved Foltest's ass from a fucking assassin.
Looky there, he's awake. You daft! Don't go in there!
Shut it, he's in chains, can't do a thing.
Am I right, Master Geralt?
I am going to hurt you. Very, very badly.
Roll again! Why? The dice didn't roll! Calling me a cheat? Take it back. Look, he's awake again. Monster slayer, my ass. A regular horson. I heard witches would start out as roadside orphans.
Okay, forget hurting you. I am going to pull off your fingers and toes, one by one, and feed them to you.
That's how they get those spooky eyes.
And I may also disembowel you with a rusty spoon. I'm in a vindictive mood lately.
I'm not so easy to kill. I don't believe we've been introduced. Vernon Roach.
Yeah, my hands are round back. Why don't you head over there if you want to shake?
Walk around behind me if you want to shake.
How foolish of me.
That works too, I guess.
Ves!
Definitely.
Unshackle him.
Geralt of Rivia. Care to introduce us?
No, thanks.
Bring something to drink. We can't sit here cotton-mouthed. You will tell me everything you remember. The entire assault. And all that happened in the Solar.
And if I refuse?
I shall have to beat you. I've commanded the Special Forces for a while. Got good at beating others. You're a Witcher. You'd endure much.
You better believe it.
Worst case scenario, you'll suffer through it, go back to your cell, and tomorrow, they'll publicly gut you, skin you, and hang you.
Just like that? For nothing?
No, for Temeria.
Downright praiseworthy. Where should I start?
It was a long day. I wish to hear the important bits.
The important bits? Well, if that's what you want, then I suppose we'll start at the beginning. In the morning, when the king had summoned me.
Just so we're clear on this, I was not eager to go into battle. But Foltest is not someone you refuse.
Witcher, are you up?
What do you think you're doing, just barging into some
His Majesty,
tent
King
like
of
that?
Temeria, Pontar, Mahakam,
asshole.
and Sodden, Senior Protector of Bruges, summons Master Geralt to appear before him.
Tell him I'll be there shortly.
Sorry to intrude like this, milady, but the king...
We heard you.
Get out, perv.
A pleasant day to you, milady. Witcher.
Just trying to sneak a peek as you leave, are you? Jesus. Who made that guy a freaking messenger?
Stupid war. Could have been such a beautiful morning.
A war can never be stupid when waged by your king.
There are no wise wars, Triss. That is the very definition of a contradiction. And you know that.
A wise war is a contradiction, Triss.
Then maybe you know just how I should advise our lustful monarch.
Stop falling in love, sire no further bastards, and don't wage stupid wars.
Best
Genius.
advice
You know
ever.
these bastards could vie for the throne in the future? Then we'd have an even more senseless conflict.
Which doesn't change the fact.
I know. Foltest and the other northern monarchs are neither the smartest nor the most refined. But they're kings, one of whom we serve.
And I'll see Foltest is summoned, protect him if need be. But once the castle falls, we leave.
Did you dream of the wild hunt again?
Mm-hmm.
Dream of the wild hunt. Now, that's interesting.
Through the forest, the wild hunt. They're the last things I remember. I wake up and try to relive the dream and the memory, hoping I'll find some guidance. Some clue to grab onto, something that'll help me recover my memory.
Dreams can be very powerful. Some people claim they can even shape reality.
People claim a lot of things. The problem is, it's often nonsense.
We'll know in time. I'm sure of it.
Yes, that's very interesting that Geralt is dreaming about the wild hunt. Because, as I mentioned back when we were still on the title screen, one of the last decisions Geralt made in the original Witcher was we fought and killed the King of the Wild Hunt, rather than letting him take the soul of the former Grand Master of the Order of the Flaming Rose. So, very interesting that Geralt's suddenly having dreams about that. I wonder if there's a connection. But a scout reported seeing a dragon. Interesting, that.
One of the scouts swears he saw a dragon down by the river. Claims he ran into a Scoia'tael unit. That would have been it if the dragon hadn't swooped down. The elves apparently bowed in prayer and he escaped.
A dragon in the midst of civilization? Please. Besides, does it matter? Witchers don't hunt dragons. Or has something changed?
Nothing's changed. And you're right. It's probably not a dragon. Although it could be a forktail or a slizzard. Maybe even an overgrown wyvern.
The scout ran into some elves and scurried away. That's how that story begins and ends.
Huh, Witchers don't hunt dragons. That's an unexpected bit of trivia, because I expected dragons would be considered monsters like anything else. Witchers hunt monsters, therefore Witchers hunt dragons. More than a little bit intriguing to find out this is not the case. But moving on to our last point of discussion, before we head out of the tent, the assassin. Because if you remember the cutscene at the very end of the original Witcher, Geralt fought and killed an assassin that was there to go after Foltest. And that assassin looked an awful lot like it could be a Witcher.
The unlucky assassin? How did the autopsy go?
Just based
It
on
was
the
a nightmare.
eyes alone.
In the months since you killed him, the
And
king's
the
mimics
fact that
poked
he was
around in his
a
corpse
challenge
like a bunch of amateurs.
fighting Geralt.
What arrived in that cart? Well, I wouldn't even call it a corpse.
Foltest has some trust issues. Did you learn anything?
His pupil suggested he could probably see in the dark as well as you. I couldn't put an age on him.
The killer snuck past all the guards and nearly killed Foltest and me a month ago. And now you tell me he was a Witcher?
Possibly. I'm just saying what the autopsy showed. I haven't told anyone, nor do I plan to. I know what it could do to you if it got out. You might be a savior, a king's Witcher now, but masters can be as fickle as the cults they ride.
true. And yes, I would say that this assassin being a Witcher makes sense with the little bit of information we have on him. He has Witcher-style eyes, which as far as I know isn't something you can get outside of being a Witcher yourself, and also managed to be enough of a challenge that he nearly killed Geralt. So even if he's not a Witcher, we know for sure he isn't an ordinary human. So he was either a Witcher or one of Salamandra's experiments that we didn't fight in the base game. Are the only possibilities I can come up with. Thanks for that, by the way, Triss. But I think it's time for us to go.
All right. Time to look to the lustful king and his stupid war.
I'll join you later.
Okay. And now, we are in-game proper. This is the prologue section, blah-de-blah-de-blah. And I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do in terms of leveling up Geralt. I can decide that once we have abilities to level up, I suppose. I may read some of the codex entries another time. Not just yet. But now, out into the sunset we go. And even the light adjusts as we walk out. That is one of the best parts of this. Like, I thought the original Witcher was pretty, but this is sheer awesomeness. And it's not just the graphics, but isn't this opening scene, the atmosphere. Just right now I'm hit by how excellent the atmosphere is. Catapult's firing just adds to it. You actually feel like you're in a war camp. They did an incredible job of that. No doubt about it. An absolutely incredible job. And you can just feel it too. There are just so many things that I love about this game just in the opening sequence that I couldn't even begin to describe them. But I think this is where I'm going to draw a close to our first recording session. It was rather short, and more than anything I just wanted to introduce things and get us into the game. So, thank you very much for watching my Let's Play of The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings Enhanced Edition. And I hope you'll join me next time for when we will be getting into the game proper and seeing what there is on offer in this little war camp. If you've enjoyed this, then please leave a like, comment if you have any tips or suggestions or anything. Again, no spoilers, please. And if you enjoy this and want to see more like it, then please subscribe to my channel. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you next time. Until then, folks, I'll see you then.